Father. Starring John Forsythe.
This is Beverly Hills, California, carved out of the wilderness by a movie producer. Its natives lead a simple life of tranquility, from which comes the term tranquilizer pills. Now, this is a typical native watering hole. Untouched by civilization, the natives cling to their traditional way of life. And believe me, some of the traditions are worth clinging to. Now, this is my dwelling in Beverly Hills, made of bark and grass by a primitive but expensive architect. That's Peter, my #1 and only houseboy. And that's Jasper. I've no idea what neighbor Jasper belongs to, but he's always hanging around our house. I think he's the originator of the shaggy dog stories. As usual, Peter tells him to go home, and as usual, Jasper obeys implicitly. I practice law in Beverly Hills. This is one of my clients. This afternoon, she lost a husband in a domestic relations court. I'm consoling her. But a man can't practice law every night. Along with some other happy bachelor friends, I observe an ancient American tribal custom. Poker twice a week. But everything's different now. With her parents gone, I became the legal guardian of my 13-year-old niece, Kelly. And she was to change the course of my entire life. You know, of course, that this is our moment. We must cling to it. It's a moment created just for us, just for the two of us.
Jasper! Come back here, Jasper! 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 Jasper!
Yes, it's a moment created just for us, just the 5 of us.
Peter? In here, Mr. Bentley.
What in the world are you doing in there?
Old family custom. I see you find niece Kelly.
Everything but the body. Where is she?
You wait here long enough. She come through.
By the way, Peter, I'll be going out tonight. Is my blue suit pressed?
Ready for action.
Tonight is the culmination of a 2-month campaign. I'm dining with the Italian movie star, Angela Giovanni.
Oh, I see her in picture. Tears in the wine. Hair over eyes, dirty face, bare feet, torn dress.
Wouldn't take her out any other way. Oh, she's a magnificent woman, Peter. She's vibrant, exciting, an aloof beauty with a volcano smoldering inside.
I go start lighting candles now.
Oh, no. Tonight it's business. I promised Mr. Gates that I'd have her signed to his studio by tomorrow. So tonight it's dining on a terrace overlooking the city.
Oh, good. We're almost out of candles.
Maybe we'd better get another case.
Uncle Bentley! Uncle Bentley, where are you?
I see what you mean about an old family custom. Kelly, you watching television or listening to records?
Neither. I'm doing my homework.
Honey, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go out tonight. I have a very important business engagement. You know, sometimes, even after hours, a lawyer has to work.
I understand, Uncle Bentley. You have to go out with girls sometimes.
You've been talking to Peter?
Do you think Peter likes me?
Why?
Every time I come by, he seems to be hiding in the pantry closet.
Honey, he adores you, and so do I.
You know, Nancy's right. You do look a little like Rock Hudson.
Rock Hudson?
Hold your chin up. Way up. Keep it up. Gee.
What's wrong? Leak in the ceiling?
Peter, you think I look a little like Rock Hudson?
No.
Well, Nancy does. At school, she boasts about you almost as much as I do. My teachers are dying to meet you.
Well, I'm very anxious to meet them, too, hon.
You'll have a chance at the next PTA meeting. Will you come?
Wouldn't miss it for the world. Someday I'm going to sue you for every bone you've got buried. Good night, darling. Don't stay up too late. What was that?
I sneezed.
She sneezed.
You feel all right?
I feel fine. Go ahead, Uncle Bentley.
You sneezed again. That was no coincidence.
Uncle Bentley, I just sneezed.
She just sneezed.
Uncle Bentley, please go ahead.
Darling, it'd be on my conscience.
Better hurry. Lady with hair over face is waiting. 15 minutes to 0 hour.
Well, if... That settles it. You're going right to bed.
But Peter sneezed that time.
And he got it from you. Go on, go on.
You'll be very late. Maybe I better call lady with torn dress.
Women? All I care about is that Kelly's all right. I don't care if I never see another woman as long as I live. You understand, of course, I'm a little hysterical at the moment.
Yes, Mr. Great.
What is it, Doctor? What's wrong with her?
She sneezed.
You don't have to hide anything from me. I was in combat. What is it? Has she got Oriental flu?
I can't find a thing.
We better call in a consultant.
Mr. Gregg, I'm the consultant they usually call in. I've been a pediatrician for 20 years. Now, at the very worst, a sneeze is a symptom of a mild cold.
Doctor, I don't want to question your judgment, but I had a buddy in the Army, and he started to sneeze one night, and the next morning he wound up with Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Now, don't you think we ought to take some x-rays?
Of a sneeze? I've seen some panicky fathers, but...
You see, I'm her uncle, and she's only been with me just a couple of weeks.
You obviously had an engagement. Now, run along. She's fine.
You're certain?
Certain.
I am a little bit late, and Miss Giovanni is a temperamental actress.
A breathtaking woman. If she sneezes, be sure to call me.
Buonasera, Miss Giovanni. Miss Giovanni? Miss Giovanni? Angela, I'm terribly...
You stay on home, miserable. When your Fanny make an appointment with man at 8 o'clock, the pig is here at 8 o'clock.
Boy, what temperament. I'm 20 minutes late, and she slams the door in my face.
I always do the same thing.
Miss Hargrove called. Want you to call her back.
Mrs.
Warren called will be at home. Miss Leland, no message. Mrs. Magnus will call again. Miss Dillon sounded very urgent.
Thank you. Any business calls?
Mr. Gates called from the studio. He's running a very high temperature.
Get Miss Giovanni on the telephone for me, will you please?
2 studios are closing in on her. He wants a full report on last night.
Oh, he's got nothing to worry about. I just didn't want to be obvious last night. It was just a charming social evening.
Miss Giovanni, please. Where did the box of flowers hit you? Where did the box hit you? Just a moment, please.
You work nights mopping floors at the Beverly Hills Hotel? Buongiorno, Miss Giovanni. Bentley Gregg. Don't hang up. Miss Giovanni, I wanted to apologize about last night. You see, one of my friends was quite ill. I was planning on meeting you in the pantry closet.
Nice to see you smile again, Mr. Bentley.
Peter, the master has not lost his touch. Miss Giovanni will be dining with me here tonight.
Knew you could do it. How you pull it off?
Personal charm, irresistible magnetism. I begged.
That's a method I use.
Incidentally, down at the office, Vicky knew all about that flower-throwing incident at the hotel last night. Thought I could depend on you to be more discreet.
I was discreet, but Miss Vicky, very good legal secretary, cross-examined me. I crack up on telephone.
Hi, Uncle Bentley.
Hi, honey.
You know that PTA meeting? They're having it. You're still going, aren't you?
Told you. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Good, because I promised them you'd be there. I forgot to tell you it's tonight.
Well, Tonight'll be just fine, darling.
They'll love you.
What method you use now, Mr. Gray?
It'll be a race for life. I rush to meet the parents, and we exchange compliments on our children. Then I'll meet Kelly's teacher, and she'll tell me that Kelly reflects a well-adjusted home life, which means she doesn't steal. And after the first speech is made, I'll duck out, come home here, change into my dinner clothes, then go pick up Miss Giovanni.
Work fine. Only meeting's supposed to start 8 o'clock. You supposed to pick up lady with bare feet 8 o'clock.
Miss Giovanni, please. This phone call works. We got a fighting chance.
Hello?
Buonasera, Miss Giovanni.
Buonasera, Signora Gregg. Thank you for the beautiful flowers. I hope I won't have to throw them at you tonight.
Not tonight, I promise. I hope you recognize the fact that we're going out at 9 o'clock tonight. Remember now.
O'clock. Arrivederci. 9 o'clock? Why, I think appointment was for 8 o'clock.
Admire the way you work, Mr. Gregg. You real sneaky.
Get my dinner clothes ready, Peter. I'll be right back.
Will everybody please take their seats? I want to welcome all you parents here this evening. And to those who didn't show up, I say shame. First, I want to thank Lydia Harris, who in our cookie drive just worked like a horse. Stand up, Lydia. Now, most of the parents have agreed that this meeting should be devoted primarily to an issue which is very vital to all of us. The proposed rezoning of school districts, which, as you all know, means transferring some of the children to Parkhurst Junior High. Now, this hardship must be vigorously protested. Yes, Lydia?
I think we should picket the Board of Education. And all mothers who have infants should walk in the line carrying their babies in their arms.
She did a magnificent job on the cookie drive.
Very good, Lydia. And I'm sure we can depend on you to work like a horse. Oh, here's Mrs. Banks.
I don't think Lydia's idea is a bad one. I think all those mothers who don't have babies should borrow one for the afternoon.
Mr. Gregg?
I think we should submit a petition with as many of the parents' names as we can get to the Board of Supervisors. I think that's the easiest and the quickest way to gain confidence.
Well, there's an example of clear thinking. As an eminent attorney in our community, I feel Mr. Gregg is ideally suited to spearhead this drive. And I move he be appointed chairman of this meeting. All those in favor signify by raising your hands. Opposed?
Mrs. Harris, I have a very important engagement. Any other time, I'd be just delighted.
We need your clear thinking.
Mr. Gregg?
As chairman, I would like to say that very little can be accomplished in an atmosphere supercharged with emotion. So I would like to suggest that this meeting be postponed. Oh, yes, madam.
As you all know, this meeting was so important to me that I'm here with 101-degree temperature. I heartily concur in the selection of our new chairman, in a way. But my brother-in-law, who sells baked beans to the school cafeteria, says the proper way to handle this is to appoint a committee of prominent parents to appear before the board and exert as much influence as it's possible to consolidate in a small but representative group. When
Just bring all my dinner clothes and meet me here, backstage at the auditorium. Yeah, and Peter, stay out of sight or you'll wind up co-chairman. Hurry.
I got out of a sick bed against doctor's orders and personally went before the city council. After 2 days of pleading, during which I fainted from weakness 3 times, the mayor personally complimented me on my appeal, as he turned it down. On another occasion...
Thank you, Mrs. Bowman.
I'm not finished.
I know, but remember your high temperature. We wouldn't want to lose you. Now, if there's no further discussion, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
But, Mr. Gregg, we haven't even touched on the rest of the agenda.
Rest of the agenda. Camp fund, paper drive, trips to the zoo, children's lunch. All those opposed to the camp fund, paper drive, trips to the zoo, and children's lunches signify by raising their hands. The agenda is passed unanimously.
Mr. Gregg, the issue here is, Mr. Gregg, whether the children shall pay 35 cents or 45 cents each for their lunches.
To me, the issue is very clear. The children should take that up at their own meeting. Now, if there's no further discussion...
In 1952, this same question came up. And I say now, as I said then, we want the most nourishment for the least money. But they said at that time we did not have the authority to raise the price of lunches.
Well, I don't know, Mrs. Bowman. I think this calls for a legal opinion. Mr. Gregg? Mr. Gregg?
Yes?
In your opinion, do we need Board of Education approval in order to raise the price of lunches?
I'll check it in the morning.
Thank you. Now, oh, yes, and another thing. Mr. Gregg?
I think this is as good a time as any to adjourn the meeting. Angela, the night is sprinkled with magic. It's as if the stars sense they must shine their brightest because you and I are together.
Signor Gregg, that is very, what is the word, witty?
Witty? Well, not very witty, not really.
No. Witty.
You don't mean corny?
That is the word.
Well, I know how hollow words can sound even from a heart brimming with emotion.
There's a little bachelor trap is also obvious.
And then a little later, soft music starts. Music that will make a woman forget her defenses.
Angela, if you can't believe that I've told that neighbor once. I've told him 100 times to turn down that radio.
You are so unsubtle. When does a Peter come in and announce it's necessary to leave suddenly?
Angela, if you believe you're just another woman to me...
Sister just called. Very sick. Have to leave.
Peter, you haven't got a sister.
Brother?
You haven't got a brother either.
Must go anyway. Just got emergency call from total stranger.
All right. I owe you an apology, Angela. I have been obvious. A bachelor finds himself automatically behaving the way he imagines a woman expects him to.
It is refreshing that you admit it.
Of course, you know that you are a beautiful and exciting woman and that millions of men are in love with you. Not just because of your beauty, but because in the minds of everyone there exists a certain bittersweet memory of the first girl he kisses. And you're the symbol of that girl.
That's a wonderful compliment.
To me, you're that little girl. A half-remembered dream of a first romance that happened...
Jasper! Jasper, come back here, Jasper. I'm sorry, Uncle Bentley. I tried to keep him out.
What a lovely child. I did not know you have a daughter.
This is my niece, Kelly. This is Miss Giovanni.
I'm so thrilled to meet you, Miss Giovanni. I see all your pictures when it isn't for adults only.
Would you excuse me for a couple of moments, please? I'm going to take Jasper home, wherever you live.
Gee, I'm sorry, Uncle Bentley.
Oh, go ahead, Bentley. I will be all right.
Come on, Jasper. Come on, Jasper. Where's Miss Giovanni?
She left.
Left?
You've been gone a long time. She's so nice. We had a wonderful time.
Left? Of course, I had a difficult time getting rid of Jasper. I finally lost him up in the hills.
Oh, Uncle Bentley, how will he get back?
Oh, he'll be all right. I left him a road map.
Road map?
What a disastrous evening.
I'm sorry, Uncle Bentley. It was all my fault.
Your fault? Now, wait a minute.
Yes, it was my fault. Miss Giovanni meant a lot to you. I mean, as a client.
No, Kelly, you're the only thing in the world that means anything to me. Or what's an actress or a $10,000 a year client? Go on to bed.
Good night, Uncle Bentley.
$10,000 a year client. Hello?
Hello, Bentley. I just wanted to call you and tell you that this was one of the nicest evenings I've had in this country.
Oh, did my leaving do that?
Kelly is an angel. I was sorry to hurry away, but suddenly it was necessary to call my little girl. She's at a school in Switzerland. I just spoke to her.
You have a little girl, too. Aren't they wonderful?
Bentley, I know you represent Mr. Gates' studio, and I think I might be willing to sign his contract.
Fine. Could you meet me at my office in the morning?
Why don't we make it dinner at my hotel tomorrow evening? My neighbor has a loud radio that plays soft music.
I will be there at 8.
Buonasera, Bentley.
Buonasera. Kelly! Kelly! You just go on ruining things for me this way all the time, and I'll just go on loving every minute of it. Do you hear? I don't understand it. That road map I gave him was for Canada.